What if strong leadership and smart policy could turn Britain's economic crisis into real growth? In this video, Kemi Badenoch takes the stage at the Royal Academy to challenge Rachel Reeves' pre-budget speech and set out clear plans to make it happen. We also look at the leadership principles of stewardship with accountability, which are at the heart of effective governance. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
People didn't seem to be getting the message that I was an engineer, so I've decided to do all my speeches here until they do. Engineering is about solving problems, about getting things to work. And it's clear that Britain is not working. Unemployment has risen every single month since Labour came into office. But listening to the Chancellor this morning, you would have thought that was all because of us. People have stopped working. Graduate jobs are down by a third since just last year when Labour came in. Young people are not working, and our high streets are closing down. It's time to get Britain working again. Everywhere you look, the people who keep this country going feel that they are being punished, not rewarded, for doing the right thing. Sole traders, family businesses, family farms. We see many people paying insane rates of marginal tax. 1 in 3 hospitality businesses are trading at below break-even. I had a roundtable with oil and gas businesses in May, and one of them told me that the windfall tax taxed 102% of their profits. Yes, you heard that right. Taxed at 102%. Britain has stopped working because for too many, it has stopped making sense to work. No one should be taxed at 102% of profits. I mean, I know nobody in Labour has run a business, but still. Far from solving this issue, Labour seem intent on making it worse. At best, they have given up. They are managing decline. It doesn't have to be like this. And I'm here to tell you how we can fix it, how we can get Britain working again. This morning, we saw the extraordinary spectacle of a Chancellor just days before a budget rushed into a panicked speech. We were told that this was the great moment when Labour would show they had a plan for growth. Instead, what we got was a masterclass in managed decline. A Chancellor claiming she was just going to set the context, but instead of clarity, business leaders are none the wiser, investors are confused, workers are anxious, because the truth is, Labour doesn't have a plan to get Britain working again. The Chancellor's speech was one long waffle bomb. A laundry list of excuses. She blamed absolutely everybody else for her own choices, her own decisions, her own failures. She claims she will focus on the priorities of the British public. Whose priority is it to pay more tax? It is basic economics that if you tax something, you get less of it. Remember those graduates who aren't finding work? Some people are blaming AI. It's not AI's fault. You can draw a direct line between what Rachel Reeves did in the budget last year and the dire prospects that many of those graduates are facing now. She is the one who taxed their jobs and then destroyed them. When Labour made every business in the country pay more to employ someone, those firms had 3 choices: raise prices, cut jobs, or close. And the impact of all 3 of those choices is why growth has flatlined. What began as Labour's idea of fairness, to take from the unworthy private sector and give to the worthy unions, has made life harder for everyone, especially those doing the right thing. But we have a plan to fix this. But that plan means Rachel Reeves doing the exact opposite of what she has done so far. To get Britain working again, We need to scrap the windfall tax to get our oil and gas industry working, scrap the carbon tax, take up our cheap power plan to get our manufacturing industry working, scrap the family farms tax, scrap the family business tax to get our farming industry working again. That's what we would do. But most importantly, what we are going to do is get people off welfare and into work. What's happening right now with our welfare system is not just an economic scandal, it's a moral one. When we left office last year, after COVID, 2,000 people a day were being signed onto out-of-work sickness benefits. In just a year under Labour, that number has more than doubled to 5,000 new people each day signing off work. Under our golden economic rule, at least half of the savings will always go to reducing the debt burden for our children and grandchildren, because we are the only party that has ever cared about fiscal responsibility. And with the rest of the savings, we are going to get Britain working. We are going to abolish stamp duty so that people who do the right thing, make sacrifices, save up, build something for their family, buy a home. And when they buy a home, painters, decorators, all those people who get out of bed in the morning will have more work. People who run furniture shops and DIY shops will have more customers. Our high streets will be busier. And to help the high street even further, we are going to abolish their business rates. Business rates for pubs, cafes, shops. Instead of putting their bills up, we are going to cut them. We are going to make life easier for all of those people, because what they do is work hard. And their work makes people's lives better. Those people deserve our support. And when they have more work, that will need more people to do that work, people with skills. So we are going to double that apprenticeship budget, making sure businesses have the skills they need, rewarding young people who want to get on in life, and giving thousands of people a path off welfare and into work. That will reverse Labour's tax doom loop. When you tax something, you get less of it. That's why we want lower taxes on jobs. We want more jobs. We want lower taxes on businesses. We want more businesses. We need lower taxes on taking a risk, lower taxes on buying a home, lower taxes on having a family. And we will get Britain working by rebuilding the contract between government and citizen. Those of us who are adults have a duty to act like it. Fiscal responsibility is not cruelty, it is care in its truest form. The kind that thinks beyond an election cycle, the kind that refuses to harm the next generation for the convenience of this one. Fairness is about effort matching reward. It's about people who work hard doing better than those that don't. Fairness is about equal opportunity, not equal outcomes. It is about taking responsibility and being trusted to get on with your life. And fairness is about living within our means so our children don't pay for our debts. That is the fairness that we are going to rebuild our country on. And we have a plan to do it. Cut government waste, cut welfare, get people into work, abolish stamp duty, cut business rates, slash red tape, create jobs, double apprenticeships, deliver cheaper power, because when work pays, when business grows, and when government lives within its means, Britain works.
In a democratic nation, people who work hard deserve to reap the rewards of their hard work. Those able to contribute but choose not to should never outpace the working class. Fairness means effort determines outcome. Hard work must never face punishment through higher taxes. The government has a duty to manage public funds responsibly. This responsibility is central to good governance. Endless borrowing and wasteful spending on overseas aid or illegal migration is destroying the nation. Leaders practicing good governance treat government as steward, not owner of resources. Leadership in governance is not about wielding power, but acting as a temporary steward of public trust, resources, and authority. It answers directly to the people. A leader practicing good governance does not ask how to stay in power, but how to leave this nation stronger than it was when they got into power. Ideological blindness on energy policy is one of the biggest contributors to the economic downturn in Britain. Until leaders admit that the net zero agenda was the wrong one for the country, no plan alters the trajectory for the better. If we do not start drilling for our own oil and gas to make the country become energy independent, putting a stop to the influx of illegal migrants and spending billions on housing them, then no matter what economic plans you have, either nothing will change for Britain or things are going to become worse. Create policies to get businesses investing again. Policies that will get young people into work. Policies that make you keep more of your money. Policies that will make people feel happier to work because they see the benefits. Policies that will hold the government accountable to manage the economy, which includes how they borrow and how they spend. Stewardship with accountability forms the heart of effective governance. Hold leaders to these principles in every vote and every conversation to secure Britain's future. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.